So every cell in your body is going to be new. Every thought that you have is going to eventually change. So your thought process is going to change over time. Your personality is going to change over time. So my question to you is, what about you remains the same? Imagine yourself from 10 years ago and 10 years into the future. And now, what makes you the same person from 10 years ago and 10 years into the future that you are presently today? What is it that allows you to identify the self? Is it the body? Do you identify your body? If you identify your body, then that can't be true because your body is all new atoms, all new cells. The cells change. Your cells change over time. They die off and you get new cells. So you can't say that the body is what makes you the same. Is it your memories? But if it's your memories are reconstructions based on biases. Memory is not full. Your memory is not, you can't recall an event exactly how it happened. You can't retell the experience. When you retell the experience, you have biases that influence the situation, because in a situation with two people, you can't say, you can't you can't express how their actions were and what they were thinking and feeling, and you can't express exactly how you even were thinking. So over time, memory changes. So even your memory, if your memory is not valid, uh, your memory is valid, but if it's not solid, there's no solidity to memory. Memory is tampered with. It, it doesn't stay structurally the same as that exact moment. So we can't say our memories make who we are. We can't say our body. Is it the awareness that I existed in the past? Is that what keeps my identity? And I reconstruct that past through biases, through storytelling, I exaggeration, leaving things out. So the awareness that I am still me, because I know that I'm Andrew Hall and I was born. um I know that I was born, that I lived a life. So then how can what is doing that awareness? What is aware of that happening? That's why I believe in a soul. That's why I believe in a spirit, or a higher consciousness, because something has to be aware of all of this. If everything about me, the physical self, is able to change, then there has to be something doing the awareness. Something has to be seeing the process of change. There has to be something. It only had to be outside of me, but there has to be some part of me that's connected to something higher that can look at the physical and see that there's a change occurring. That's how do you measure time? You measure time by change, by focusing on change and entropy. So you things decay and things change and things grow over time, over a period, and we measure that time by the change that occurs. So there has to be something higher in my consciousness, or higher awareness of the physical, what's going on in the physical. And I got to this point. I got to this point of this this discussion by studying Plutarch's um, Ship of Theseus. So it in the Ship of Theseus, so he doesn't directly in the story, he doesn't directly bring this in as an identity issue, but it does rise that question, because if the ship is rebuilt over time, each plank, each nail, the sail is new, They paint it with new paint, they change everything about this boat or the ship, rather. They change the ship over time. They take all the pieces off, set them aside, and rebuild the ship. So is that ship uh the same ship that they began working on, or is it a new ship? Because then, like Thomas Hobbes brought up in his book On the Body, he brought up, what if somebody came along and took all the old pieces and rebuilt the ship from the old pieces? The old rotting pieces are rebuilt. So then you have two ships. Ship A is the one that's in the harbor with all the new parts, and then on the dry dock where they rebuilt the ship from all the old pieces, you got the old rotting boat rebuilt right there. So that's ship B. So if you have ship A and ship B, which one is the original ship? So if you were to choose ship B, then you're prioritizing the substance, the material. So then the other ship is a new ship. It's a different ship because it's all new material. So now it's a new ship. But if you choose ship A, which is the rebuilt ship, then that's continuity. You because you knew when that ship pulled into the dock, you were able to witness the change that occurred to the ship, and now you know that ship that's the ship because that's the one that was rebuilt and repaired. Now, if you try to claim that both ships are, if you claim both ships are the original ship, you can't do that because that's an identity issue at that point, because then you can't take the definition of identity and change it. Identity is singular. You can't identify as two things. You have two ships. So one ship has to be the new ship, one has to be the old ship. It has one is a complete different ship, one is the original ship. Because if you try to identify both as the same, you can't do that. So I can't take the old cells of my body and build a new body and then say there's two of me. Because where's the awareness? What is the awareness? If I can't be aware in two bodies. I mean, maybe we haven't tried that, but I'm just saying that philosophically speaking, I can't be two places at one time, so I can't be two bodies. So which body is embodied the awareness is the true self, who you really are. And that's why I wrote a book completely about the difference between I and me, the distance between I and me. Because the me is always reconstructed. It's the reconstructed shit. And the I is the one seeing that reconstruction. The I is what is looking at the process of change. Well, I'm not going to talk too much about my book. I want to get back to this. So, my whole point now is the question of if I take the steering of the ship, and if I become the ship builder of my own self, if the self is constructed and it can be reconstructed, and I'm the one who chooses that reconstruction, then I am responsible for who I become. I'm responsible for what I attend to. I'm responsible for what I focus my awareness onto. If I allow society to choose that for me, if I allow culture to choose that for me, if I allow my traumas to choose who I am, if I allow my ego to drive me towards survival and fear, then, and only that, if I allow bad habits to form who I am, then I'm not really doing my own choosing. I'm not building myself into something that's aware and awake. That's why awakening is very key to a spiritual path, because you have to be aware of what's going on. You have to have discernment. You have to build a epistemology. You have to know what you know. And you have to know how you know what you know. You can't just take everything that other people say and build yourself from that, because then you're just an NPC at that point, man. You're just living like a bot, just programmed by everything around you and not actually choosing what you want to do in your own life. So my question to you that I want to leave you with is, if everything about you is changing and you don't do the choosing of what changes and you allow that, then who are you becoming? Do you know what you're becoming? So answer that in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on this whole episode. And make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it with some friends. I'm trying to build something here, and I have a lot more to offer, a lot more videos to come. So smash that like button, hit subscribe, see me in the comment section.